Hey, JK here. I want to thank you for sharing part of your day with me. Ladies and gentlemen, we are done with week 21, and it was a doozy. Depending on what league we're talking about, we're 1 or 2 weeks away from playoffs. That means that in some leagues, we are solidified a spot. We're just fighting for number 1 seed. In other leagues, though, I am right on thin ice to get in the playoffs. I'm super duper nervous this week because I've done so well in pretty much all the leagues and just wait to the last week to piss it away. So in any case, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the Kent Murphy Dingers. This week, we were perfect. 10-0, getting a big win. Woo, it was nice. We had a lot of help from some guys who had 2 home runs each. Shea Langoliers, Riley Green, Eugenio Suarez, and Bryce Terang. Those guys had between 3 and 6 RBIs each. We also had 1 home run each from Willson Contreras, Nick Kurtz, and Christian Yelich. We had 3 stolen bases from Chandler Simpson. We had 10 plus strikeouts from Nick Pivetta and Christopher Sanchez. And we had 4 saves from Daniel Palencia. On the other side, terrible luck because we missed a Carlos Rodon win on Sunday against the Red Sox. We missed 2 Willson Contreras home runs. We missed a Riley Green home run. Ooh. The only guy that really did bad for us was Jose Altuve. He's been doing his stuff at a high level for many, many years, so we'll give him an off week. You know, he's had more off weeks this year than normal, in previous years, but he's also 35. In any case, he had a few overs. We didn't start him a few games. He actually got hits those games, and we only got the overs. That's unfortunate. As we see as drops, we dropped 1 person, Blaze Alexander. Now it's to make room for Bieber coming off the IL. However, now we still have a few guys on the IL, including Kirby Yates and my boy Alec Bohm. Gotta find room for him, but I don't know if I want to get rid of certain guys. Or I don't know who I want to get rid of or who I need to get rid of. So it's all good. This win brought me to 13 wins, 5 losses, and 2 ties. We have 2 weeks left. The goal is to solidify a first round bye so I can be first or second. And I really think as long as I win one of these last 2 games, I'll be that. But of course, you want to be the best in the league. So we'll be hoping and shooting for that. Now we're going to move to the Cheese Weasels, where this week we didn't have as many home runs, but I tell you one thing, we had a ton of stolen bases. So we are in 5th place with 90 points. Slowly but surely finding our way. And we'll also talk about some of the categories we're very close in or nowhere close in. First, we'll get to the home runs. 2 each from Spencer Torkelson and Trey Turner. 1 each from Lenny Sosa and Christian Yelich. Now we're going to get to the stolen bases. Holy cow. I didn't realize how much my team was running. We had 1 from Nico Horner. That's expected. Probably should have more. 2 from Zach Neto. Again, pretty much expected. 3 from Augustin Ramirez. He's up to 10 stolen bases. He is a catcher. He is a big, burly man. And he's got 10 stolen bases. And he's a catcher. Good Lord. We had 4 each from Chandler Simpson and Trey Turner. Holy cow. If you took all those up, we had 14 steals this week. That is huge. Now we're going to move over to another category we were racking them up in, wins. We picked up wins from Hurston Waldrop, Michael Wacha, Clayton Kershaw, Max Scherzer, Paul Skeens, Ranger Suarez, and Shane Bieber. Huge week for us. Then we also picked up several holds from Abner Uribe and several saves from Mr. Daniel Palencia. Of course, we already talked about him. And also Randy Rodriguez. However, talking about Randy Rodriguez, he also had a blown save and a loss. That's not good. Okay, so he didn't have a blown save, but he definitely had a loss. Along with some other pitchers, including Spencer Strider. How are you this bad? You've given up 8 earned runs and then 7 earned runs. They weren't against the sexiest competition either. 7 earned runs against the freaking White Sox? Brother. Come on. Pete Fairbanks, Tyler Alexander, and Brandon Woodruff. That's a very unfortunate and pretty highly touted group of pitchers I just named. All to get losses. Just like those guys missing wins, we missed a home run by Taylor Ward on Sunday. He had been in a mini slump, so I was like, okay, we're going to give you some time off. And, of course, he hits home run. That checks out. So as you look to whichever side I'm going to put the adds and drops on, we're now going to talk about some of the categories that I'm just behind in or leading in. First of all, we're leading in stolen bases. With 14 this past week, we were able to take the lead, and we're only leading by 1, so we definitely need to keep that up. keep running on the base pass, guys. We're only 5 behind in hits, runs, and RBIs. Fortunately, even with the home runs these past 2 weeks, we're still 22 behind the next guy. Golly, man, I doubt we're going to catch him. But that's still something to know that we have accumulated 74 home runs, I believe, this year. And the next guy still has 96. Yeah, math. Woo, got it. So yeah, that's unfortunate. We're also pretty low in batting average and on-base percentage. So yeah, that's unfortunate. We got to work on those, guys. We got to work on those. As we move to the pitching, we're dead last in blown saves and dead last in losses. That stuff's out of the way. That's fine. Let's move to the good stuff. We are 1 away from moving up or gaining some points in wins, and we're only 8 wins away from first place. So if we have another week like we did this week, boom, we are absolutely pushing for that first place spot, or at least more points. We're also currently second in strikeouts, holds, and saves. We're 4 behind when it comes to holds, 1 behind when it comes to saves, and 9 behind when it comes to strikeouts. So we should absolutely catch them, if not tonight, at least this week. I mean, we have 3 pitchers going tonight. Come on, guys. Tell me you're going to pick up 9 strikeouts, if the other guy isn't going to be having pitchers as well. So that's something else to keep in mind, because we're doing good. Other players are doing good as well. So in any case, we're third in ERA, and WHIP we're like 7th or 8th. So not as sexy, but still doing decently well. So again, we definitely have some room to improve. This is exactly what we talked about doing at the beginning of the year. We had to just get through the first bit and then push very hard at the end for pitching. Once we take over those 3 categories, that's me an additional 30 points, or a total of 30 points. We're leading in steals, that's 40 points. And then accumulation of the rest of the categories, I think there'll be 6 other categories. We'll probably be pushing towards 100, maybe 105 points, fingers crossed, or more. So again, it's just going to be a cat and mouse game for the rest of these 5 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, something like that. In any case, happy with the ads, happy with the drops, happy with the performance this week. We have to keep it up, though. We absolutely positively have to keep it up. Now we're going to move on over to the Faint Track so we can talk about the Funky Junky Joker Monkeys. This week was a little closer than it needed to be, but we still came out with a win, 522 to 490. Bringing a record to 17-4. This is the last week going into the playoffs, and we are going to be playing the number 1 team in the league. We're number 2, and we're only separated by 1 game. Now, this person beat me earlier in the year. It was a low-scoring game. I think he had 475, and I had like 435. If I win, I think I take over number 1, depending on how the scoring goes. I think I need to beat him by more than 40 to win the season series, but we'll have the same record. If I lose, I'll have the same record if number 3 wins. So number 2 and 3, I will be number 2. We'll have the same record. I'll still be number 2 no matter what, because I've beat him twice in head-to-head this year. So the worst I can do is second. The best I can do is first. So obviously we want to be in first. Now, I did have some big performance this week, but we're going to need some bigger play in these next few weeks, mainly in the playoffs. But, I will never turn down a big performance. Top scorer was David Peterson with 51 points. I've had him the entire year. I never wavered on him, except at the beginning of the year when I'm like, I can't pick someone else up, potentially try to trade him. Nope. Kept with him, and he's done great for me. Nick Pivetta got us 50 points. Freddie Proctor got us 36 points. And then Christopher Sanchez just squeaked in there. He got us 30 points. We had 8 guys get us 20 or more points. So again, never going to turn out a good performance, but definitely need to see some of these other guys do a little better. We're going to get to those in just a second. But again, very happy with the guys who have done well up to this point. We're not done yet, but we need to step it up. Jebediah Flaherty got us 5 points. You got throttled. What happened? Like, you and Spencer Strider are both top tier pitchers, but y'all forgot how to pitch. Like, both of you were so good last year or the year before, with the injury with Strider, but what happened? Now we have 2 hitters who did not do well for us. In 19 at-bats, Mickey Moniak got us 3 points, and in 16 at-bats, Ernie Clement got us negative 0.5 points. There are only 2 adds and drops this week. We added Michael McGreevy, who had very good starts for me last week, and is actually starting tonight against the Pirates. I hope he does well. I need him to do well. If you want to get one of my favorite pitchers, Johan Oviedo for the Pirates. And Oviedo is a strike thrower, but not sure if he knows where the ball is going all the time. So, also pick up Daniel Palencia, who came up huge for us with multiple saves. We dropped Brendan Little. Lots of guys in that Blue Jays bullpen. Very crowded. So, yes, he is high leverage, but again, they're blowing people out, so he's not getting a whole lot of looks. Then Brian Abreu. Now, this is before he took over for Mr. Josh Hader, so we're probably going to have to pick him back up because he's now the guy there. So, go do that on the waiver wire. We talked about before, this win brought the Funky Junkie Joker Monkeys to 17-4. And we're going to transition to another 17-4 team in the Peach Creek Purgatory, guys. And, yeah, we definitely blew them out this week, winning 1,111 to 796. Our top scorer was Trey Turner with 82 points. Woo! George Springer then had 71, and our top scoring pitcher was Freddie Peralta with 64. On the other side, Dean Kramer, dude, you had such a good outing last week against Houston. This week, you got me 6 points. Woo. We have Joe Boyle. He got us 2 points. Has not been good since moving into the rotation. Actually was sent back down to AAA Durham. So, you off the team too. We're going to move to Tyler Alexander. He got us -5 points. He is a bulk arm, and he picks up cheap points for me, but then also loses me points here and there. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. And then Framber Valdez got us -6. You didn't have a good outing, man. That's unfortunate. You can't be doing that much more, man. Let's please not do that. Oh, God, don't do that. Due to the adds and drops, another very short list. We added Jason Alexander. Very good his last few outings. Let's hope we can keep the magic up. And also Ryan Jeffers, who has been on fire for the Twins. On the other side, we dropped Victor Caratini, also a catcher, so Jeffers fits right in his place. And also Cal Quantrill, who was optioned, or actually just straight up released. But the Braves picked him up. 5.5 ERA with like a 1.4 whip, and the Braves were like, yeah, sure, dude, come on over. Anyways, this week, here's the thing. If we win this week, we are number 1. If we lose this week, we're number 2. Well, if the second place team wins, who is the commissioner, who will have us by half a game because he tied. Yeah. So commissioner's still number 2, and he has the half game win, half game loss. So that's pretty frustrating. So in other words, I got to win to make sure I get number 1, which I'm all for. Bring it on. Let's get another win. Talking about winning the last 2 teams for the ESPN leagues. Didn't do any this week. Just fell flat on their faces. Oh God, I don't even really want to talk too much in detail. I know I have to, but it's super frustrating because we pissed the bed, pooped the bed. We just flipped the whole bed off. We're laying on a box spring at this point in time. I'm so upset. I'm sick to my stomach. We saw the South Harmon Institute of Technology. We got folded 4 categories, 11 categories, 2 categories. At one point in time, we were winning. We were tied. And then he just took off. So, yeah. Freddie Freeman led us with 22 stolen bases. He had 3 home runs and 6 RBIs. Not enough, though. Brett Strang had 18 total bases, 2 home runs, and he had 6 RBIs, so that was very good. Thank you for that. Then we also had a group of 4 guys with at least 10 total bases and varying stats everywhere else in the categories, and not great all the time. We'll get to that in a second. Matt Olson, Eugenio Suarez, Sal Frelick, and Francisco Lindor. We also had 17 strikeouts from Mr. Nick Pivetta and 12 strikeouts from Mr. Christopher Sanchez, so thank you for that. On the other side, despite having 10 plus total bases, Matt Olson, you had 0 RBIs. I lost by just a few RBIs. Golly. Then Brent Rooker, you went 1 for 20. You had 2 total bases. 0 RBIs. That's bad. Tyler Freeman, you were an on-base machine, and your average is always 300 up. You went 1 for 9. You had 1 total base. No other category. Great. Other people had terrible outings. Cade Smith, you blew 2 saves. Jack Flaherty against the Kansas City Chiefs, who strike out at the 4th highest clip. Come on! And then, if you didn't think it'd get worse, Spencer Strider, 7 earned runs against the Chicago White Sox. God bless America. Due to the adds and drops, you'll see I was trying to be savvy and pick up an extra bat or two. Yeah, well, Joy Ortiz, you did decently well, but could have done better, obviously, because I lost by several categories. We also picked up Will Vest. We dropped Brian King and Joy Ortiz. At this point in time, I'm 172, 141, and 65. I'm in 4th place. Only 4 teams go to the playoffs, so I am literally on thin ice. I have got to step it up. Hopefully I do. This was one of the leagues I missed by half a game last year, so I'm going to do everything I possibly can to get into the playoffs because I deserve it. I'm going to be so mad. Now we're going to move to the Russell My Gym Jams team. We didn't lose this week, but we didn't win. 6 categories to 6 categories to 4 categories. We just barely got the tie, or else we would have lost, and that's embarrassing because this was the last place team. This was a team that dicked me over for Alec Boehm. So yeah, I really wanted to beat this guy. I really wanted to make sure I was padding my stats. Nope, this guy didn't change anything about his lineup. He had guys on the IL. He had guys who were released from his team or from their teams. Despite all that, this guy still pumped out 37 extra base hits, 46 RBIs, and 43 runs. What? Some of his guys had the best games of their lives, or the best weeks of their lives. Vinny P, 12 RBIs and 6 home runs. I mean, Jose Caballero, you had 2 home runs. You only had 2 hits the entire week. They were both home runs in the same game. You did nothing else the rest of the week. Their top performer was Mr. Wilson Contreras. He had 4 extra base hits, 3 of them were home runs. He also only had 4 RBIs. Get some more ducks on the pond, guys. South Frelick had 3 extra base hits and 5 walks. We also had 11 RBIs from Mr. Lourdes Scorio. Then, pitching-wise, we had 1 win. That went to Nick Pivetta. He also got us 10 strikeouts. We had 1 save. We're going to get to that in a second. It came from Keegan Aiken. 1 save. Cool. On the other side, we had 1 stolen base the entire week. We also had 1 win, like we talked about. We had 1 save, like we talked about. There are 10 guys on our team that could have gotten saves. 10 guys. Can't believe it. Can't freaking believe it. Ray was wrecked from Cade Smith, Louis Varland, and then also Kelly Jansen. Dude, if you're hurt, go on the IL. Get out of my lineup. Half of the guys that did really poorly at the plate. Hunter Goodman, 1 for 14. .071. Xavier Edwards, didn't realize how bad you were doing. Good Lord, man. Looking at this. 1 for 21, .048. God bless America. And then Ward, he went 2 for 18. But, well, he hit a home run, right? I missed it. Why would I start him? He was in an 0 for slump, like 0 for 11. I wasn't going to start him. Missed home run, missed 2 runs, missed 2 RBIs, missed out on 2 categories. Would have won. We also did not start Carson Williams, who I traded or got in a trade for Alec Boehm, or with Alec Boehm from this little dickhead that we lost to or tied with. Missed out on runs, home runs, and RBIs. Would have won categories. So mad. There are no ads or drops for this week, but yeah, the ads that I think you should make. Brian Abreu, he's the closer in Houston. And I've liked him for several years now. I've had him in several leagues, so he'll be the guy. This one hasn't already picked him up. Carson Williams, the shortstop, he's done very well. The 2 games he's had, I don't know how he's doing tonight. I'm starting him, but who knows, man? I'm probably gonna flop. He's probably gonna flop. Everyone I play is probably gonna flop. So I'm just so mad right now. Back to pitchers. Jason Alexander, dude, he has been on fire as of late. Not as on fire as like Trevor Rogers. I'm still waiting on him to implode. I'm still waiting. There's no way he's this good. He has like a sub-2 ERA. Ain't no way. Boy, ain't no way. I'm also going to say to pick up Michael McGreevy. Tonight he's pitching against the Pirates. He has another game later this week. It's a 2-start week, so I definitely like him. If you can, grab McGreevy. Well, of course, depending on how he does tonight, might be an option. But in any case, that's going to do it. I'm already annoyed because I know games are going on now, and I'm just nervous. I also think about ESPN, dude. That sucks, dude. I can't watch anything now. I don't know if I want to pay an extra amount of money for that crap. Anyways, I want to thank you for joining me. I'm looking forward to more hopeful playoff runs and talking to that effect with y'all, and hopefully you all are doing well in your playoff runs as well. it's going to be exciting last week or two, man. Let's get to it. It's JK. I want to thank you for sharing part of your day with me.